But I get up and I'm listening to Anton. Anton, of course, when you start with him, he likes controversy. So what first thing Anton says is what?
For you, Cory. Jesus Christ, bro. I'm gonna make $1 million off of you, bro. I'm going to make $1 million off of Cory alone. Because I know the money game. Cory broke. A lot of people don't even really know that. Cory's struggling. Cory's struggling like a motherfucker. He had already alienated his friends. He don't really have no motion on his own. And so a lot of what he got to do, he got to hit the road. I could stay at home and be calm and cool and collected. Cory got to hit the road. Man, listen, man, these niggas is tapped. These niggas is tapped. These niggas is tapped.
When I listen to some people, some of you guys listen to some of these podcasts. Not all podcasters or streamers, not all Facebook YouTubers are really the same. Of course, they all different. They all different. Cory's coming from Hollywood because he out there in Cali. Not just because he out there in Cali, but he's been in the Hollywood, scene, that Hollywood stuff. Like, he's got to work harder because he hasn't really embraced this new economy. He hasn't really embraced it. He's not a Shannon Sharp. He just got to work hard. He got to put in more and more work. And this YouTube thing's been going pretty good, I think, for him, somewhat. But still, when you don't have certain creativity, when you don't have certain ability to take what you do on YouTube or take what you do in real life and bring it to YouTube, or YouTube to real life, or people just don't follow you, like you're really not that real interesting outside of you taking the time to chase, was it Kendra? Or was it Tasha K? What is it? Not Kendra K. He's on that girl's behind, like clowning her. And honestly, she do got more money than Cory. She probably do.
Anyways, y'all said Anton stop talking shit. Well, that's what he was doing when I walked out. He was still talking. Nigga took me off the thumbnail, untagged me on Instagram like a scorned girlfriend. That's what he doing. He was talking big shit. He only had one nigga with him. What in that nigga didn't have?
Celebrity don't mean that. I'm telling you guys, celebrity don't mean nothing. This age of people being these celebrities, and they got these celebrity mindsets, and they think they big, or they think they have some level of stardom. Oh, bro, all that shit is going away, bro. All that shit is starting to go away little by little. The playing field is being even. The playing field is being even. YouTube is doing it. TikTok is doing it. The film companies are leaving, and you got to figure a way to eat, Cory.
I mean, you should have bust a mood in, nigga. If I only had one person with me, because y'all got to remember, see, what y'all don't know is that he had a room full of people. He had a room full of people, and I still stood tall, 10 toes, right in front of me in his backyard. I'm not really sure what y'all looked at. He had home court advantage. He had a bunch of people in there. And I had a girl and one person for security. That's it. And here's the other part of it that y'all don't know, because a lot of people like to say, "Oh, he had armed security." His people were strapped. His people was strapped. He had a security guard over there with the face mask on, all black with the mask, and they had the pistol. And his people was strapped over there too. I ain't gonna name the other person.
So Cory initiated this. If you go and look at the video, Cory turned around and he decided to get up. He decided to walk over, sit down to where Anton was in front of him, and get in his face and tell him, "I don't." And I, I'm cutting these things into clips. I'm trying to stay away from from this language, dude. But he said, I don't SD. And Anton is like, hold on. Cory takes a figurative thing and he makes it literal. Even though he gave Anton a figurative reason, he spoke figuratively to Anton. When you sit back and you watch this, dude, it's funny. You know what? The reason why I'm actually talking about this, and you say, man, y'all a bunch of grown men, y'all talking about this, and two grown men talking. Real talk. It's not the grown man situation. I agree. It's like two grown men. You're like, man, why can't you grown men just, and then you're black men? No. This is past grown and black. This goes deeper into ideology, and it goes deeper into, in my opinion, on some economic levels, when you compare and you're realizing now that a guy who has been in network TVs, movies, made his name in Hollywood, invites a podcaster, YouTuber to his platform, then gets in his face when the YouTuber doesn't agree with what he has to say or his emotional tense comes out. Now, this YouTuber is only going to do one or two things. Going to do what he's been doing ever since he's been doing YouTube, which is to take situations like this and capitalize off of it. Meaning your friends, Cory, will know that you kind of are a loser, right? In various ways, because you don't even have the ability to control yourself. They saw you already lash out. Now, if they didn't see that, if whoever you started in that last movie, didn't see that for Cory, they will definitely see it now. Now, who do you think will walk away from that situation with the bag? Cory could walk away with a bag, but Cory, you see he's stuck in his ways. That's why I realize with this YouTube game, with the way that these things are, the average person like you and me can change the course of our lives because we're real people. I'm talking to you about a real dude who just built a subscription, a following on YouTube, gets invited down to a star's platform and leaves right now owning him.
They were strapped. So y'all keep trying to make it seem like, oh man, Anton had security. I had one dude because I had one chick with me and his people were strapped and he was right there. So if we gonna have a conversation, if we gonna really, really get to it, there was no excuse. There's no reason and no excuse. No, I'm not saying it's supposed to be a shootout. What I'm saying is people are trying to make it seem like because I had security there with me, that changed the dynamics of how we interacted or my motion towards him. No, I was exactly the way that I was with him because that's the way that I felt about him. This don't have nothing to do with that. Nobody is talking about acting tough or none of that. But people keep trying to paint this narrative like that changed something because I was trying to move over or trying to do something. No, it was all the same. Nothing changed. It was still the same. And so stop making excuses for this big ass nigga. Stop making excuses for his big ass nigga. And I heard you, Craig. Shout out to the B side. I heard your reaction to the whole thing, that you parked there, you jumped the fence, and all of this other shit, right? I heard about all of that shit. And then I also heard your friends, like, because I you know what I listen to? I listen to everybody. So I was listening to Glasses Malone podcast, right? A lot of people don't know Glasses Malone. Glasses Malone, former rapper, dude out there in LA. Shout out to Glasses Malone. I actually like his platform and his podcast. And I was listening to Glasses Malone, but first I listened to Craig.
A lot of these guys got platforms and podcasts, and nobody cares about what they're really boring outside of that one hit that they probably did, or their time in the business with that run. Now trying to convert over to doing streaming and to really interact with people, you start seeing how true people really are, how they really are. A lot of these podcasts, I realize they're failing. A lot of them are going under. People don't watch them. They really just boring. So you got to recognize when you see some good ones, man.
Reaction. And then I listened to Glasses Malone, and what I realized is that the only reason that Craig had the energy that he had is because he had people in the group chat that was putting the battery in his back to go over there and defend his boss. Craig, his peak. There we go.
No other, nothing else. Dive over Darlene, fight, punch you, pack you out. Okay, so as I'm watching it, I'm texting the homie Craig, and I'm like, Craig, tell him, punch him right now. I'm texting the whole time, punch him now. Every time, hey, punch him right now. Craig, like, gee, I'm not there. No, text Cory, punch him now.
So Craig is.
So he trying to tell Cory to punch Anton. This is weird. See, that's the ratchet. That to me, that's the low level thinking you be dealing with when you listen to some of these guys. This is the low level, low vibration thinking. We came to have a conversation. Homeboy watching on the side, edging you, or telling somebody to tell you to punch Anton. You just want to lead your dude into catching a case because guarantee Anton will sue off of him. He'll sue him. He gonna get the bread either one or two ways. You're gonna be embarrassed because you show up and you talking insane, stupid talk, rhetoric, or you're gonna lash out because you triggered and you trolled, and you're gonna make a mistake like Renee Good and find yourself not experiencing what she experienced. Oh no, that's that's deep. But you will definitely catch a case and lose some money.
Oh no.
So I sit back and I watch it. Crazy.
Is the little homie. I don't know how old he is, but he's clearly a grown man. He's clearly a grown man. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. They taking orders from everybody else in the background, telling them what to do. You got to get orders in a group chat in order to move the way that you're moving? Listen, bro, I've lost respect for the whole 5150 platform across the board. I've lost complete respect for the whole 5150 platform across the board. Taking orders to pretend to defend your boss that can't defend himself. I've lost complete respect for the 5150 platform altogether. Altogether. I have no respect for these niggas at all. The only reason that Craig is doing what he doing is because his big homies in the background is putting the battery in his back on what they telling him to do in order to defend his boss that can't defend himself. This is why we're broken as a culture. This is why we're broken as a culture. Absolutely, bro. I went out there with my white shirt, collared, AD on the logo.
And I would definitely say he's very, very professional. Very professional.
And I was very comfortable. And I mean very, 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 very comfortable. Very comfortable. And all of these bandwagoners and people that got batteries in their back and stuff like that, I'm so disappointed. Craig was talking like he was actually doing something himself. You know what Craig said? Craig said he was listening on his own and he had a show and he was doing it based off of it. But what we finding out is that Craig had people putting batteries in his back Just like Cory was acting like he needed a battery in his back to do whatever it is that they was gonna do. What is that? So y'all can't stand on your own. Y'all not even your own man.
And this is something, I did a video on this on my other channel before, because this is what I mean by being able to be a dude that doesn't need to have other guys around you, where you don't have to have a bunch of guys around you to validate who you are, how you move. We move the same way. I move the same way that I would solo as I do if I was with dudes. Because one thing I learned, I think I learned this in martial arts. I learned this in Philadelphia. Sometimes growing up, man, you can't count on your friends or people that you know to actually be around when things popped off. And that's always been that true. So whether it was a tense situation or more of a soft situation, or just you move the same, you don't need them to actually validate you, nor do you need them to actually gas you up. If anything, the last thing I want to hear is from the dudes that's around me. I'd rather hear from God telling me how to move, how to handle that situation at that point in time. Not the emotions which you get from a lot of dudes to respond back in ways that, honestly, if they tell you to do stuff they wouldn't have never done themselves. They got the balls for you to do it, but they don't have the balls to do it themselves. And so that's kind of what you see right there. That is a disappointing part of the black culture. That's a disappointing part of the culture, I say, as a whole. To be able to, you got to have somebody to push you forward, to move you forward, to kind of like rile you up. These little things show you what people are like, you know?
Y'all not even your own man. You actually needed everybody needs somebody else to get them to. So who the boss? Because Cory obviously ain't the boss. Craig ain't the boss. Maybe Glasses is the boss.
What's up, Stacy? How you doing? Yeah, you're right. Everybody in the generation they love to show how much they love and hate pride, show off too much. Yeah. We're coming out of this season, man. All of that showing off and popping off stuff. Go ahead, continue. Continue thinking that that's the way you're gonna be doing it, and you can definitely tell.
Who the boss is? Who's the boss over there? Who? What's the tiers? Because I'm not familiar with LA street life, and so I'm genuinely asking a question of where the tiers are. Who's who, and what is the hierarchy? Because
that's Anton taking it too far, man. LA street life, come on, man. Cory ain't involved in no LA street life.
You got these 40, 50, and 60-year-old men that are arguing with each other about who should do what to a young software engineer, beautiful face, gorgeous, with a bag chaser hat on that came in with a collared shirt. Who is the boss? Who I got to call? Kendra?
Stop the cat. They both the same. They around the same age. Stop the cat. But that I do get what he's feeling like that. I've seen that with dudes, man. When they plot, when guys plot a little bit different than women do. But they quick to not. It's very hard for some men to control themselves and actually listen and be in the moment to understand exactly what's going on. Between the response of just doing it and not even absorbing in to have just a minute of peace to say, hey, no, we're not going to do that. That's the thing I found that makes some men be less formidable than others. And because you can't move on emotion. Men don't move on emotion. So when we talk about stuff like this, you get a chance to see that is true. You get a lot of men that move on emotion. They're just emotionally driven men. Maybe they were raised by mothers They never had things that challenged them or held them accountable. Uh, I mean, I had to get certain things from the military. I had to get certain things from martial arts to kind of raise and mold me. And you get to see that some men either they went through those things and they didn't embrace them, or they had some challenges and they just couldn't quite bring themselves to kind of embrace the change that they were going through. And so they stay stuck. And so they do these different things like respond on emotion.
Game, Dr. Dre, who's the boss in LA? Gavin Newsom? Oh, who's in charge? Who's in charge? It got to be, it's like the Wizard of Oz. I actually seen the Wizard of Oz in Vegas. And it was like this mythical white man, and it was this, oh my God. It's the Wizard of Oz at 5150. 5150 is the Wizard of Oz. Have y'all ever seen the original Wizard of Oz? Not the Wiz with Michael Jackson, but the Wizard of Oz, the original one. And if you actually watch it and you go behind the scenes after they go down the yellow brick road, because Cory is the Tin Man. I don't have any heart. I don't have any. Actually, Cory is the Cowardly Lion. Cory is the Cowardly Lion. Oh, I need some courage. I don't have any courage. And so they may roar, but it's not really anything. And so we like, I'm Dorothy. All right, I'm Dorothy. I'm just skipping down the yellow brick road, trying to get back to Detroit, flying out to LA.
Anton, too much, bro. He just extra on this. See, this is the problem. When you get people like that respond, like Corey Holcomb, to like YouTubers that they bring to their platform, it's going to upset the way that their fans and that the public sees them. Because it's okay to talk to people and have them mesmerized by your star power and your but when you clearly see that this guy's been talking for a long period of time, speaking, and his subscription base pretty much stays the same, pretty much doesn't grow, and then you get somebody like him who's been grinding and doing this for 10 years. Corey Holcomb has been around for a long time. He's been around longer than 10 years. How you let this dude trigger you to get up out of your seat and act less than a black male in front of the public, in front of your fan and your audience? Days and times are changing, man. The people that you keep worshiping, I tell people this, listen to this closely. You worship these people that are stars because for some way you see somehow you see the Beyonce, you see the Rihanna, you see these guys just having something special that you don't have. And you fail to recognize that they're elevated and special because the world has said that this is special. But God didn't never say that that's the highest gift to be held among men and all this other stuff. None of that stuff is true. Your gifts and your talents are as phenomenal as a Beyonce or Jay-Z. It's, if you know what goes in the background to make those people who they are, the marketing, the dollars that are spent, the ads that are purchased, the placement on radios that's been purchased, placement on TV that's been purchased. When I started understanding marketing on the back end and how powerful it was, and nobody spoke that or showed that to me in real estate when I first got started, I had to go through years, and then I'm like, what's this thing about marketing? And then I started to see how marketing shapes the minds of people and how it shapes the minds of the everyday people, on and on and on. How you didn't like that person as a star, all of a sudden you like them. All of a sudden you hooked on that song. It's because they marketed to you, and then they told you that the jester at the court is the most prolific one. The jester at the court. You got to respect the jester at the court. You got to respect the jester at the court. Hey.
Cory is the, oh my God, Cowardly Lion. I don't know if I should make Craig the Scarecrow or the Tin Man, because he got to have somebody put a battery in his back. He got to be told what to do. So maybe he should be the Scarecrow because he ain't got no brains. He can't think for himself. He sounds like he actually knows what he's talking about, but I'm not really sure that that's what it is. No brains whatsoever.
This guy's going to show you how he's going to make a bag off of this whole situation.
At all. And then when you look behind the curtain and you pull it back, because you actually, this is why I did it in person. You pull it back and you ask behind the curtain and you say, oh man, this is the Wizard of Oz out here. These niggas pretending. Who is the person in power? Gotta be a woman. We gonna go ahead with the Wicked Witch of the East or the Wicked Witch of the West. I don't really know, bro. I don't really know. I don't really know, but these is a bunch of grown ass niggas. No wonder the young boys ain't got nothing to look up to.
Yeah.
No wonder everybody is going to prison. No wonder everybody is going to jail. No wonder we not more educated. No wonder we have a less than 20% voter turnout rate, and they don't believe that you should participate in the local elections.
Because these are the people that they made to be our stars, our influencers. These are the people we're supposed to follow. These are the people that impress our kids because they're in the movies and they're fed the narrative that, oh, they're in the movies. They must be great. They must be intelligent. They must be smart. They must know what they're talking about. They must have some level of moral standard. See, somebody said that they're famous. God must bless them. They must have something. All these are all lies. I always say this is the devil's anointing. It'll just be the devil. The pride of life, making those people stars. And they feed you these narratives. So when they meet real people and they have to sit down and talk, and now we challenge their true ideology, not your 5-second spill, not your 30-minute spill on a View, and with your crowd in the back applauding every time the producer pushes the button and tells them to applaud. That this is the truth. This is the truth. This is how you brainwash generations. You give them clowns like a Cory Holcomb. You give them clowns like, man, you give them these people to follow and aspire to that really don't have any substance.
We more focused on whether or not somebody did. Oh man, it's here. It's here. Before you ever start talking about this, before you ever start talking about what you're gonna do, you gotta think. You gotta think. And I'm basically exposing all of how trash the culture is. Listen. Don't tell me not to talk about it, because
I told you, when I discovered how powerful it is, even in martial arts, combining it with military and different situations, I think God put me in certain situations for me to discover how important it is for emotional control. How important it is, even in corporate America, when I worked in corporate America, and I was a middle level management for a well-known Fortune 500 company, blew out a lot of their sales awards and gave me my own sales team. The power of controlling your emotions in situations when they come up, I feel personally that's the reason why you get people like a Donald Trump, that he just drops certain things and he triggers, and he don't look like he's out of control. And people say he's out of control. He's out of control. You can't really read that. You don't see that. He's really, I tell you, 999% what he say he means. He means. Very rarely does he take it back and say anything different. But I said the guy's a triple threat: entertainment, business, and politics. The use of emotional control in all of those spaces, it's a different level of intellectual prowess. And we all can be better. We all can get better. But we got to clearly think why we believe what we believe. And we got to see it, the thought process from the beginning to the end. And then we've got to be able to sit down with anyone and be able to explain to them why I believe what I believe, and then have the facts to actually back it. Not what somebody told you about something. Not what somebody told you.
Because what I hear y'all talking about is bullshit all day long. So I'm going to use this as a real life, no holds bars experience as to why the culture is trash. We don't have any leaders because they're being led by people that are telling them and putting in their back what they supposed to do, and they all crash dummies. They're all crash dummies. We don't have any leaders, and that's why we fucked up as a culture, because y'all decided to pedestalize niggas like Cory and act like they're your leaders, when in reality, all we needed was a nerd nigga like me to come in and say, nigga, fuck you. Suck my dick. That's all we needed was a nerd.
Oh, man. If you don't believe that things are really changing on so many levels right now, you're going to be left behind. You're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, TikTok. You're really not noticing what's happening.
Nerd ass nigga from Detroit to come in and say, yep, I see where the weakness is at. Because guess what? If God is with me, and I keep telling y'all that, I know y'all don't believe it. I know that everybody, I've been saying this for years. I don't give a fuck, and I take orders from nobody. The only person, the only being that can tell me what to do is God. That's it. If God got my back, I don't give a fuck about these niggas.
I share his opinion. It took a while to get to that point of understanding that even as a grown man going through the military, going through martial arts, dealing with real estate, dealing with business, you fall, you get up, you make good money, you make great money, you start to grow. You don't really get the concept that when God is for you, a lot of the stuff that these people throw at you, a lot of the stuff that the haters that you have, because you all got haters. If you're different, I'm telling you, if you're different and you're out of the box, man, if you don't fit in with the people around you and you know you don't fit in, and you always hear that still small voice telling you to do this or to do that, to do this or to do that, and you don't have a desire to really be around these people, or you'll be around them and like, okay, but it doesn't meet that desire, God calling you. And there's nothing wrong with being sometimes secluded, set apart. But you get it, he puts you in certain situations, even like that, where it's not the Christian faith that they've been lying to people and telling people about. It's not. It's literally having a relationship with God where he tell you to move, stand up, sit down, go to do this, don't do that. I need you to take a look at this. And he ain't angry, ain't mad at you. Not for nothing. He don't even remember what you did the other day. He more or less just want to fellowship and talk to you. When people like Anton talk about stuff like that, for some people, it go through one ear and the other. Y'all just still want to talk about the white man's religion. Y'all still want to talk about the white Jesus. Isn't it the white man's religion? And I said, oh, well, Christianity was in Ethiopia way before it ever got into Europe. But it's still the white man religion.
Looking to be friends. I hate you niggas. I hate you. I hate the very guts that you got. I hate what you stand for. I hate what you represent. I hate everything about you because you are horrible. You horrible for our people. You horrible for our culture. You actually degrade us. You make us look stupid. You're ignorant. You're uneducated. And you a straight up nigga. And we don't like you niggas no more. You niggas is played out. We off y'all. We're off you. We off, y'all. We're no longer interested in uneducated baby daddies.
Is he lying? It's always the ones who got the multiple baby daddies that you guys listen to. It's always the ones that hated the women or smacked the women around or abused the women that you guys listen to. I know how to put I know how to have a woman in a right position, have family and women in the right position where they need to be in my life. I don't need to degrade them to get them to that place. But for somehow, some way, these Negroes became the voice of a generation, became the voice of the people. And what's worse is that nobody's ever challenged it and nobody really says anything about it. Let me say nothing about it. Y'all just continue listening to them, continue following what they got to say, continue commenting, whether it's the Cam Newtons, whether it's the Nick Cannons, just impregnating women left and right, having a bunch of babies. And then having a baby for every month. And all you say is, oh, yeah, they got the money and they got the bread to do that. Negro, if you got the money and the bread to do that, you got the money and the bread. First of all, let's step back. Does having money and the bread mean that it's right? Does it mean that these children actually grow up getting 100% of you or getting what they need from you? But we elevate these guys. We elevate them. Yeah, we elevate them. And it's only one or two things. You go to college and then you're inundated by craziness from the left, or you're inundated where they tell you just need a college degree. And if you don't have that college degree, you're not going to be nothing, not successful, which is a lie. Or you hit the block and you dealing with the comedians, you're dealing with the low level dudes from the streets that run like the Jim Joneses and all of them. Yeah, you're dealing with them, and you're dealing with that mentality, and you guys take that mentality, or you try to be the ball player or the football player, the sports guy, but you don't make it. Very few people in that space actually make it, and the ones who make it, we find already when they stop playing, they come out broke. But you get the boring people that all they want to do is love their wife. All they want to do is build a business. All they want to do is make a little bit of bread. They the average dudes that been around, been married to the same woman for 18, 19, 20 years. They ain't got no kids out of wedlock out here. Then had a little bit of the street and then understand they prefer where they at. And they got some working business knowledge, but you do not find these people. These are not the people that you listen to. These are the corniest motherfuckers that you guys choose to. Y'all like, I don't want that. I want this. So you wonder why your women, the girls you raise, don't have an image of what a true man is supposed to be like, or how he's supposed to move. They're influenced by other girls their age that don't even know the difference anyway. They never seen it, or mothers that never came from a male household. Never did. Bro.
Fuck you niggas. We're no longer interested in the uneducated, ignorant representation of us somehow, some way being able to determine how we supposed to move as a culture. Fuck you niggas. Fuck everything about what you stand for, what you own, nigga. Tell the jokes and go home. But we not taking no more advice as a culture from people that do not have our best interests at heart.
Come on.
Your life is not a reflection of what we should be talking about and what we should be following.
Come on.
The Lord says you will know them by their fruits. Don't take advice from no multiple time baby daddy. When the fuck this nigga became the litmus test for how we supposed to move as a culture?
My man is on it. That's why I had to play this. I had to play it because I've already been down that road taking advice from these broke 3, 5 baby daddy, baby having, no woman having, all of them done in wedlock Negroes. And it took some real pain to say, nigga, you are so far ahead of these Negroes. They give you direction on how to live life, and they can't even interact with a woman on any meaningful level, add any value to her life, have any level of discernment. I'm gonna tell you, and I did this video. I already did a video on this, and I'm gonna continue to put this out. You gotta choose your friends better. You gotta choose your role models better, and you gotta choose real good teachers. You gotta choose true teachers, real teachers, not the teachers that haven't been in that shit before. You gotta choose real good teachers. Real good teachers. Man, I'm telling you, if I did real estate again, I found some good teachers, but I would have chose them faster. I would have chose them a whole lot faster and not dealt with some of the BS that you see out here. It's true for real estate. It's true for if you're a man, you're going to have a family. You're going to raise a family. If you're going to be a man and get married and hopefully you're married before you raise a family. Get married, raise a family. If you're going into, even in a spiritual walk, and you like, hey, I want to have a better relationship with God, I want to do those things, bro, God will put teachers around you. You don't have to go out and glean and trade your soul, your spirit, your money, all this stuff for teachers, good teachers. Good teachers are less about what I can get from you and more what I can give to you, but they have a good, smart way in doing it where you just not draining them. Because when you start off down the road, whether you're talking about real estate, whether you're talking about growing up spiritually, whether you're talking about being a better husband, whether you're talking about being a better father, you're going to drain people because you're always pulling. God will show you how to actually connect with good teachers. There's a book by Robert Kiyosaki called Fake Money, Fake Teachers. What was it? Fake money, fake teachers, and there was another thing that's fake. Man, if you remember, drop a comment and let me know, right? Fake money and fake teachers. But the book is called Fake. And it didn't mean so much when I read it back then. It means more now as I noticed that the economy, the atmosphere, life is just starts to pull and tighten up and challenges come. You'll know them by their fruit.
When we start pedestalizing, what happened to people that actually was a reflection of the thing that we would advocate for our children to be? How many people say, I want my child's life to be like Cory Holcomb? Why do we pedestalize this dumbass activity? Why are y'all so afraid to call these niggas out and say that this is not how we supposed to move as a culture and as a community? Why would y'all lean towards them on how you and me are supposed to move, but you wouldn't have your kid be mentored by them? Why? Why? Why do y'all fear telling these niggas to their face, nigga, you a ho? Why do y'all fear walking into they den? The word said that Meshach, Shadrach, and they went straight into the mire. Because y'all niggas don't really believe what you say. You don't really believe what you read. You lukewarm when it comes to your spirituality and your real beliefs, because when y'all actually show up in person, you cower. But guess what? It was nothing that nobody can do with me because I'm already covered. I believe so fervently in what I'm doing. I believe so fiercely in what I represent. I'm so steadfast in what I am going to do, and that nobody can stop me. And I've been saying this for years, standing on this shit right here on this platform to you, to all of my bag chasers, to every single person that watch me and have a conversation about me. I've been standing on this shit since forever. And you know what people keep trying to do? They keep on trying to figure out how to take it down, how to stop it. Oh man, he ain't gonna blow up. He ain't gonna do this. He ain't gonna do that. You know why? Because they hate what they not.
Come on. Come on. when you truly know what he's saying is when you truly know who you are, when you truly know your identity, and your identity has nothing to do with this color in your skin. It has to do with what's the true you and how the true you was made, designed. And the only one who knows that true design is God. Not this religious thing that y'all go to church and you want to scream and yell and you think them screaming and yelling at you is doing something. It's completely the opposite. It's the thing that you don't like to face, but you got to face it, and you do it in that quiet, secret place at night. And you don't bring it to him because you don't think that he would even listen to you or what. All these little things is what people, brothers, really, that really walk with God, we throw in front of him. We don't do all that. Knowing who you truly are is more important than knowing even the color of your skin and the ethnicity of your background. I keep saying it and I will always say it, man. This flesh dies, it withers, it goes to dust. This is not about who is the most best behaved and nice to people and all these different things. Now, I'm not advocating going around being mean, pulling out chairs from under old ladies. This is not what I'm advocating. What I'm saying is there's a place where that becomes a performance and it's strained, and it was never designed to be like that. That's why he said you will know them by their fruit. That fruit comes out of fellowship and private time. It doesn't come through any of that. It doesn't come because we got to all navigate these issues of life. We just choose to navigate it with him. That's it. And over time, he deals with all the other issues that I got going on in the personal stuff, some bad habits that I stop and all that other stuff. But the stopping the bad habits that's not how you start it. Like, that's not how it runs. Like, it's a different engine.